Your environment is one of the make or break things in what you do, what you achieve, how happy you are, and everything else. For example, I'm sitting right here in this alley in the ghetto, right? There's helicopters going past, there's planes, there's cars, there's people looking at me. It's very uncomfortable. And I can barely get into my essence and barely get into my zone because of all these outside interactions. Now, that's not to say that you're not going to have, outside interference everywhere, but the outside interference that you get is going to be different. I'd rather hear birds chirping and, people talk. Well, I don't even want to say people talking, but, calmer things than people's car alarms going off because it's too much commotion. People might think they're breaking into cars or people, police looking for people and stuff like that. The environment is very, very impactful. I'll say about 4 days ago, 4 or 5 days ago, I was over there in Hollywood, right, with my boys Clarence. Interview probably already up by the time y'all seeing this. Right after we was done recording, they remind you there's parks everywhere. There's hikes. It's the hills right there. We get an amazing content. We finally got to the point where it's like, hey, you want to go get some food? He's like, yeah. I was like, yeah. He's like, okay. That's what I'm talking about. And he's like, okay. There's this place like in walking distance. I'm like, oh, for real? He's like, yeah, it's this barbecue place, it's this place. He just started listing places. So I was like, let me try this barbecue bowl place, that he suggested. We walk. There's literally a big packed bowl of literally veggies, rice, beef, so all the good stuff inside of it. And it was only a $10 bowl. Had me full. As we were walking out, he was like, you see, this is one of the things, one of the reasons why I moved over here to Hollywood is because of the access. Over there, this type of place wouldn't be over there in the ghetto. There'd only be a Jack in a Box that you spend it $10, $15 on. And you gonna wake up and you gonna feel like you didn't even eat anything because it's not real food. You feel me? They're serving better food for cheaper in better areas. But over here, we're getting the bullshit. You know how many times, like, especially since I moved with my dad, you feel me? I'm looking at all these, like, I'm going on my phone looking for food and all that type of shit. It's only like Jack in the Boxes and shit open, McDonald's and stuff like that. I'm like, man, I can't keep eating this. I don't want this. This is nasty. So now I got to start meal prepping. Now I got to start getting my meals earlier in the day while certain places are open and in better areas. Why? Because it's the environment. And we act like these things aren't real. And we act like these things don't exist, but it's happening in our everyday life. It's something that none of us can run from. It's one of those things where you will get halted by the things that you're surrounded by. And sometimes it's even so much deeper than just your community. I mean, it can come down to your family. If you're around family members who aren't on the same page as you, if you're around family members who are criticizing you and pushing you down a certain path, and that's not what you want to do, that may be counterproactive to getting to the goal. That may slow you down. Now, don't use it as an excuse to not achieve said things. But we always have to acknowledge the adversities that people go through in life. Things can physically and spiritually hold you back from the things that you want to do. And it's not until you separate yourself that you get this energetic space to do those things. Because a lot of things just need energetic space. If you don't have no space to execute on certain things, nothing's going to happen. Nothing's going to move. Nothing's going to shake. Like, man, I tell y'all so many, like I say in so many videos, what I do in certain areas changes. The people I run into changes. The type of interactions I have changes. I was over there in Beverly Hills a couple of days ago, ran into some dude, I really don't even, Wicked Witch or some shit like that. I don't know. I took pictures of him and shit, but I'm not in the content scene like that. It was like a favor. It's like, all love. But it is that type of energy, things just click different in certain places. And now you guys can say that I'm tripping, I'm bougie, I'm whitewashed, all this other type of crazy stuff. But I'm speaking on the reality of the situation. Now, you can be in these places. You can be, in a bad community. You can be in a toxic household. You even be in a toxic relationship. It still makes shit shake. But do you understand how strong you have to be to endure that type of pressure. It's possible. Nothing's impossible because people do it every single day. And there's people who go through worse things than we do. And there's people who come from worse parts of the world, come over here with literally nothing, ground zero, and they make it to extreme heights. Had to learn the language and all. So these things are possible. It's never to handicap you, but I want you to be aware of the things that could potentially be holding you back, so you don't feel stuck all your life. So many people have this loyalty factor that kills them inside. A lot of people will be loyal to things that they know is hurting them. A lot of people will be loyal to people, places, and things that they know deep down doesn't want to see them do what they actually need to do in this life, but they will accept it. I think I might let this plane pass. Nah, we just gonna keep the message going because I'm locked in, y'all. When you have this sense of loyalty, you will acknowledge this person's not good for me. This person's putting me in jeopardizing situations. This job even is making me, making me have my self-esteem is getting hit by being in this and being around this. When you attach yourself to that, you are going to be a manifestation of your trauma, not a manifestation of their success. When you tie yourself to somebody's success to get some of their success, all you're going to do is manifest trauma while that person continues being successful. You see, it always, and then when I say person, it could be job, like a corporate corporation. It can be clients. It can be a regular 9 to 5. It can be your manager. It can be your shift supervisor. I don't care. Then who you're surrounding yourself with means everything. Going to work, picking different job occupations, right? To each his own. Everybody's path is for their own right. Some people are perfectly okay with being a plumber, being an electrician, being a trash man, even being a hobo. Some people are completely perfectly fine with it. But if you're somebody that wants to, let's say, financially free yourself, make a little bit more money, you need to put your energy and your creativity in an environment, a space, a creative space that aligns with the financial means that you're asking for. For example, if you want to make millions of dollars, you would be a fool to think you're going to make $1 million working at your local Macy's or working, in your typical service-based model, right? If you wanted to make $1 million this year in a year, right? And I'm not talking about scaling something so crazy where you have commercial buildings, employees, and everything else. That's why I rolled out service-based business. Let's say you're creative. You would immediately acknowledge intellectual property is a real thing, very real, which pays a decent amount, which you can take to reinvest into other things like real assets, real estate, property, the real things, you feel me? But looking above your standpoint and putting your creativity in the right environment, it's like the make or break of you getting rich. Like you spending 12 hours not only making music, but publishing it and marketing it, versus 12 hours in a warehouse stocking for Amazon, you're going to reap different results. It's a completely different headspace because your energy is being put in a different environment. It's literally everything literally comes down to environment, and the environment is such a vague word, but it gets minimized because we think environment only really comes down to the things that we have around us, but it's literally everything that's encapsulating our energy. Let's say you have an emotional attachment to somebody, you have a crush, you have whatever the case may be. That's an environment. Just that energetic cord is an environment. Is that energetic cord healthy? No. Then remove yourself. Is that energetic cord, helping you? On the flip side, yes. Then you need to lean more into it because it's a healthy environment. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's all comes down to the base root of things and what you're attaching yourself to and seeing how that makes you feel in real time. If you're continuously getting put in situations where you feel like your chest hurts, you continuously getting put into situations where you feel like you're being belittled, where you feel like you're at the the lesser, you're at the mercy of somebody outside of you, other than God, you need to reevaluate what you want out of this life. And this is why I always say to each his own, because if you are a creative or a chosen one or whatever the case, entrepreneur, you have high ambitions, you have expensive taste. Let's be real. So the things that you have to do and instill and surround yourself with is going to be different than the mass majority. And the reason why I say the mass majority is because the mass majority wants to live a certain lifestyle. But once again, they are attaching themselves to things that make that happen, that nurture that growth. It takes a level of sacrifice. It's going to take maybe you losing the job. It's going to take you, maybe you might get evicted. It may take you may lose your shit. You may lose the relationship. Your family might start looking at you funny. You may actually fuck up. But if you're aligning yourself with something greater, it's simply a shredding period. And that's like the person who's, right now, there's a kid, right now, sitting in his room, making music all night long, playing Call of Duty video games, gaming content all night long, writing, drawing all night long. And they don't realize that what they're doing in those moments is the exact energy that's going to manifest everything that they want. They're going to grow up, they're going to go outside, and people are going to start influencing them. In order for you to do what you want to do, oh, I hear the dream that you want to do, but I think you're missing some points. I think you need to do this. I think you need to do that. I think you need to go to work. I think you need to go to this school. I think you need to be around these people. I think you need to go here, do that. Yeah. All these things that's creating energetic environments. When if you would have just stayed in your own purity, in your own environment, you would have got exactly what you want. I'm one of those people. I don't think God gives you a vision of anything that he did not give you the steps to get to it. You get what I'm saying? There's no way he was going to be like, this is your life. Boom. These are the cards you dealt. Boom. And he doesn't tell you how to use them. He usually does. The only reason why we don't hear them or take action on it is because we weigh other people's directions over God's divine direction. And it becomes confusing because you have to detach everything. Everything right here, this speech, this brain, this video, everything is in this dimension. And there's a whole nother dimension above this that we can't necessarily comprehend. We can't, sirens going off and stuff like that. I'm going to take that as a sign, but I'm also going to let it pass. Interruptions always come when you're touching on something spiritual and something that you really need to get out. But like I was saying, I'm gonna talk you through the adversities. Like I'm forcing this message out for y'all. There's a level above this. That's the spiritual realm. And that if we were to release control of everything here and everything that came from here, every conversation, every memory, everything is worldly. There was a divine plan. There was a divine orchestration that was set into stone before we even got here. And it started millions of years before then because there was things that needed to happen in order for us to get here. You see, when you were born on time. You were born at the exact moment you needed to do the exact things that you needed to, because the things that's happening in your life, it happened for a reason. It's all like this connection thing. You got sent on that mission at that certain time because by time you were this age at this time in the day on this certain day on this year, you were supposed to run into this person. Like it was all supposed to happen, but it's so interesting when it's kind of like this thing where you just got to let go. Do what your spirit is calling you to do. And don't listen to this because there's so many distractions. There's so many things that doesn't want you to get forward. I think life is like a testing ground. It's like our souls can be like, I want to play. I think this is like a video game. Your soul can put your flesh in this game to see if it can beat it. See what it learns during this lifetime. See what lessons and, that just have the fun of playing the game. And then afterwards, it's kind of like this little character that we're in, this little like NPC, just goes away. And then all of a sudden, your actual spirit, you like, and you see, it's kind of hard for me to articulate this too, because like I said, a lot of this is unconscious. It's kind of like a graduation almost, or like a game completed. A lot of us like to say game over. How about game completed? I think that would be a lot of a healthier perspective. Okay, what did my spirit put me in this game to do? Did I do that? If I did that, then this mission was completed. If I got put in the game, all these adversities is the outside game not wanting you to complete it. But if you stay in alignment and you just keep walking no matter what's going on, chances are you're going to end up exactly where you want to. And you're going to learn the lessons and attain the perspective and the experience that your spirit was asking for by putting you into this game. Yeah. I love y'all. I think that's enough. The city's neighborhood's going crazy. It's dogs barking. I keep hearing sirens and ambulance and stuff. I don't know what's going on. So, yeah, man. I love y'all. I love y'all. I love y'all. I'm gonna see y'all in the next video, man. LA is crazy.